Ready for lab grown meat in restaurants and grocery stores? Well, apparently, lab meat is supposed to be hitting U.S. grocery shelves by 2022. That's next year, y'all. After a quiet approval by the FDA and the USDA. Is this for real? Is this for real, or is this a misprint of some sort? I hope it's a misprint. But when I see how people respond to change, certain changes, should I say, there are a lot of people who are just willing to go along with whatever shows up. They're willing to go along with it, and they have no questions, no concerns. They're just going along with the times, with the changes. No questions, no concerns, because they were told that everything is going to be all right. Anyway, take a listen at this, y'all, and I will be right back.
Instead of being raised on a farm or ranch, your meat could soon be grown in petri dishes in a high-tech laboratory. An Israeli company called Future Meat Technologies has built its first lab-grown meat plant, in which it plans to use bioreactors to churn out cell-cultured meat for American restaurants. The company, which is in talks with the FDA and USDA, plans to begin shipping the test tube meat to the United States by the end of 2022, Bloomberg reports. Also known as cellular meat, production of the product involves retrieving stem cells from a live animal's muscles and then culturing them in a nutrient-rich liquid. The clusters of multiplying cells grow around a scaffold, which helps the tissue take on a desired shape, nuggets or patties, for example. The result is a product that looks and tastes like meat because it's made from animal cells, rather than plant-based products, the industry boasts. The FDA and USDA quietly gave lab meat the green light back in 2018. In a press release, the agencies announced that the FDA would oversee cell collection, cell banks, and cell growth and differentiation, while the USDA would oversee the production and labeling of the poultry and livestock products. Tyson and Cargill are the top two investors in lab-grown animal protein technology so far. The American Meat Science Association worries that lab-grown protein is not as safe or nutritious as traditional meat.
Well, all I can say is no thank you. No thank you. I am not interested in any lab-grown meat. You can barely eat the meat that is being raised the natural way, because it's not being raised the natural way, should I say. A lot of this meat or these animals are not treated right. They are raised in inhumane conditions. Many of them are getting chemicals injected into their bodies that ultimately pass on to the human end eaters, right? So either way it goes, the food has been compromised. Food has been compromised, whether it's animals or vegetables. This is why there is this major push for growing your own. Okay? We're going to continue to advocate for that as well as many others. A lot of people are just taking the dive into growing their own food so that we can have better control over knowing what's going into it. It's amazing to me that there is even a system in place that knows that this stuff is not good for you in the long run. But they enact laws and rules and things to almost force you to do things such as eat the stuff that, is not good for you. And it's all about the money. The corporations seem to have the upper hand. But that's only when you give it to them by not making the effort to do things on your own. Before getting off into some lab-grown meat or even these meats that are raised in a compromised way, I would rather not eat meat. I would rather not eat it if you have to have these big question marks over whether or not it's healthy for you, whether or not it's going to kill you, make you sick, whatever. And usually with stuff like this anyway, it is a slow kill. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it kind of speaks to the laziness. I'm just going to call it for what it is, the laziness of human nature. Some people are they feel better knowing that somebody else is going to take care of the butchering and the growing and the planting and the harvesting. They want that to be in somebody else's hands. They don't want it to be in their hands. And they're like, if I have to do it, then it just won't get done. So I'd better just go to the restaurant or go to the grocery store or, things like that. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with going to the grocery store to get foods that are okay. But for the most part, most people don't look at labels. They don't care about brands. They don't care about production. They don't care about what's in it. All they know is that somebody put it in a pretty box or jarred it in a pretty bottle or put it in a pretty can with some nice colorful pictures. And that's all I need to know. And guess what? They told me it was food. So since they told me it was food, I apologize for my humor sometimes, family. I do get carried away. I know I do. But anyway, it's for a good reason. I want you all to really think about what's happening. We are plugged into a system that has already proven and shown that they really don't care about the masses, but it's all about the corporations and their bottom line. Do you want to fluff someone's pockets while you're feeding yourself or your children and family something that is not good or healthy for them? Those are the things we need to think about. Okay? Anyway, I'm done with this video. In the comment section below, remember to keep it tight and keep it right. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. As a matter of fact, let me let myself say that. I'm out of here.